And it was true. In midsummer, the stories of the next season take over everything. The stress of who's getting offers, when are you getting offers, what's going to happen next season, am I a part of next season, am I in the mix? It takes over everything.
The Theatre Curation Project was born in the spirit of stewardship over the art, craft, and history of the theatre. Its purpose is to curate these stories of our mentors and what they passed on to us to be a resource for future generations. Its goal is to preserve these stories and the lessons within them from being lost forever.
Hi, my name is Thom Marriott. I am an actor and have been so for over 20 years. I've been very fortunate to work on stages across Canada, in the US, and in Europe. I've also been a graphic designer, director, and a producer for a company called Theatre 6. I'd like to tell you about my mentor, one of my mentors. In fact, my first mentor, Douglas Campbell. Douglas was a giant of a man in the theatre community and in everyday life, how he carried himself. He was an actor for over 50 years, starting in England and then coming to Canada to become the first associate artistic director of the Stratford Festival under Tyrone Guthrie, and worked there for many, many years. Gave me my first job at Stratford when he directed The Alchemist. And I was lucky enough to work with him as an actor when he played Falstaff in Henry IV. I was very fortunate that Douglas chose to take me under his wing. I didn't really go looking for a mentor. I was just open to having one or many. And Douglas saw that and really helped me out in many different ways. And this is a story I'd love to share with you. One day, midsummer, really mid-August, we had just finished a matinee of The Alchemist, and Douglas appeared at my dressing room door and said, "Dear boy," that's what he always called us, the young people in the company, "Dear boy, I am having a poetry reading on James Rainey's farm this Sunday night at dusk. Bring your favorite poem." And I said, "Okay," and he left. I had to figure out when dusk was in August. And when I did, I showed up after given directions on how to get to James Rainey's farm, and it was this lovely little farm in the country that Jerry Franken was living in at the time. And pulled up, and there was a little ring of chairs around a fire pit. And as dusk arrived, we all sat down around this little fire, and Douglas spoke first. And he said, "Welcome. I wanted to bring you together tonight as creators of art. This time of year, at the Stratford Festival, and any theatre company this large, the business of theatre takes over." And it was true. In midsummer, the stories of the next season take over everything. The stress of who's getting offers, when are you getting offers, what's going to happen next season, am I a part of next season, am I in the mix? It takes over everything. And Douglas recognized this. With older actors, with younger actors, but especially with younger actors, like me at the time. And he said, "It is important to remember, as creators of art, that the business of theatre must never evaluate your worth. Let's create some art. Let's share some art. Let's read our poetry." And he sat back. And without anybody saying anything, one person in the circle just started reading their poem. And it continued that way. As the sky got a little darker, the fire got a little hotter, and poem after poem was shared around the circle, with nobody saying anything else of I'll go next or who's going next. It was just shared, and it was beautiful, and it was poetic, and it was a group of people who have committed their life to language, sharing language that they love. And I shared my poem, as everyone else did. And when it was all finished, Douglas sat back, crossed his arms, and said, "Thank you. And I just want to point out that when I asked everyone to bring their favorite poem, not one of you chose the same poet. Know your worth."
Please subscribe to our Theatre Curation Project YouTube channel to see previous installments and hit the notification bell to be alerted when a new story has been posted.